Okay, so we're going to do the jet fighter from the Deluxe Real Construction set. This one's pretty cool and fast. The first thing I want to do is I'm going to make the wings. Now this is a piece of scrap, so this does not come with the set, just this is an extra piece I had. Now for the wings, there's one of two ways to do it. You can cut one side, then cut the other. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut both at once, and I'm going to use the trick I've shown you before of just folding this thin sheet in half. Now when I do whatever I cut, it's going to be exactly the same on both sides. I'm going to guess I want my wing to be cut about here. This is really personal taste. It's just what you think will look good. So when you open it up, if you like the way it looks, you're done. And if you don't, get in here and fix it. Something else maybe you might want to try is maybe come in here. And, well, maybe I'll just do it on the black so it's easier for you to see. You can also come in from the back, and now you've got a little bit more shape to your wing. But again, that's all personal taste. The instructions show it straight on the back. Now the next thing I do, and this is where the scrap foam is going to come in, is let's start on the body. Now the only thing you really need to think about is if this wing is this big, how big should your airplane be? So I think if you kind of lay this across here, you can guess that the back of the body should probably stop about here. I'm going to come in about here. This looks like about what the drawing had, about the size. Plus also, I think this is going to look good right about there. Now I'm just sticking this in so I can take a look at it, right? So from here, I think what I'll do is I'll cut the rest of the plane. I think the plane is going to be about this long, just based on where the wings are. So let's cut that. I'm going to mark that. And now we'll cut that. Now, in the drawing, I will try to make it like the drawing, but you can do whatever you want here. Just this is personal taste. I'm going to cut up here. We'll make another cut to try to get to the top of the airplane. This is maybe where I will switch to the smaller saw. Okay. And then finally, we'll come in like this. Alright, so now that's basically the shape that are in the instructions. I think I'm going to trim a little bit more off of here. Again, this is just to your personal taste. Now let's lay the wing on here. I think that's looking pretty good. Plus also when you add the other bits, it'll look better. I think compared to the drawing, they made their nose a little longer. So I'm not going to attach this just yet. Let's make all of our other stuff. So for the wings, there are a couple of little pieces you can put on the bottom. I'm just going to do this. Again, we can cut on something. So I'll use the first one as a template for the second one. The ones in the back I'll make a little bit smaller. Let's just find halfway on this. I think that'll look good. There, no problem. So now we'll just install these little pieces onto the wings. In the past I've mentioned that I could sit here and hammer for you in the videos. I'm not going to. It's a lot faster if I just push them in. So as you'll see, I'm just going to shove these in. And a little bit of high speed to help you get through this faster. Now you can also fold it over to see if things line up. Alright, so we've got that together. Now on their diagram they have a little side piece here, so let's do that next. Let's cut that like that. They've got a little angle to it. I think that's going to look okay. And again, just to match it. Now when you cut once, this is always the same angle. So now if you just flip it over, match that to the same length, and now you have two pieces exactly the same. We'll just put these on either side here, however you feel looks good. This is kind of like what the drawing has here. So in this case, again, I will high speed this up as we put in these nails. It's also sometimes easier to just push the nails in first and then come and hammer. Okay, so now we have that going. Right, now let's do the tail. The tail again is kind of whatever shape you want. I'm going to follow the instructions a little bit, just to, I'm trying to do what's in the instruction book for you. So I'll copy that a little bit. To get so this is the beginning of the tail. I'm going to give a little bit here. And again, depending on what angle you put here, that's where you can have fun and make your own decisions. I think about here, this is about what the drawing also shows, right? So we've got a piece like that. Now let's attach that to the wings before we attach the wings here. We'll use a small one in the front and maybe a bigger nail in the back. Okay, so now we just need to attach that here. I'm going to slide it all the way up, and there'll be a little bit of hangover in the back there. And just 2 nails in. 1. And maybe I'll do a tall one here from the front. Alright, so again, maybe not exactly how they show you in the instructions, but still good enough, right? So, vroom, now we have our plane. A jet fighter plane. As a quick follow-up, let me show you another body shape that I like. It's also very jet-like. So again, we're just going to cut the back shape here where the wing will be applied. Now I'm going to go to my small hand saw. We're just going to really go for a fun round shape. Kind of bring it down to a teardrop, to a point. Okay. And then maybe switch saws so you can make this cut a little easier. There. So now if we install this here, it's going to end up looking a little bit more like an F-16. Okay, so that's again, this is all personal taste. This is a little bit different than what you'd see in the manual. But you know, you just take the wings off and we can just put the wings on here. That's the fun of this toy. If you change your mind, who cares? Just switch the parts. Alright, so there's a different type of plane just by changing from sort of a squarish body to a roundish body. I think this is also an easier cut for your first time builders. For the more advanced builders, this shape would be easier, but for your first time builders, you might just want to let them use the saw and have at it. Enjoy!